and girls, children of all ages, we finally have things underway. YouTube is fucking the hell up tonight, but you don't have to know about that because it's all behind the scenes.
But you just told them about
But you just told them that, so they know.
That's the joke!
Oh, it's been a while.
Jesus Christ. I have been joined with the Moldovan monster, your boy, Miodred.
I take that as a filthy, filthy insult.
And the most Mexican Irishman I've ever met. Which, I have no idea what that actually means, but Andy's with us. Andy, what's up?
I'm not even here. Oh, yeah.
Mike, aka Miodred. I'm going to use both of those terms very fluidly. I just watched all of Triple Mania, which is the pro wrestling show from AAA.
It's the Mexican equivalent of WrestleMania, basically.
Yeah, so I'm big into... I might make several Mexican references. It's just because my brain's all polluted with whiskey and wrestling.
Is
Today
still
we are
froze,
racing
Andy?
from Reverse Bath, Macau.
Reverse Bath, Macau.
Is that not accurate?
That's not accurate. But we'll roll with it. That sounds like a horrifying track.
There are 72.5 elevation changes, combined with every corner being the most hairpin that there has ever been.
Not to mention the really tight walls that will destroy your car.
It's literally a what's the earthquake-o-meter?
The Richter scale.
Richter, it literally looks like a Richter scale from Los Angeles.
Oh.
And it's a sprint to the finish.
Indeed. Anyways, we should go over the qualifying results here. Johnny Major will start from the pole position ahead of Jordan Alcolia, Zoltan Calmandi, Adelle Fucale, Javier Perez-Torres, Javi P, Danny Ball, Tobias Howard. Good qualifying for Tobias Howard there. Carl Hackman, Justin Kratz, and Clement Cicier. There are a couple of other cars on the grid that did not qualify. A couple of people had a hard time getting legal laps in. And, of course, two of our fastest drivers, Mr. James Butler and Mr. Nathan. They are intentionally starting at the back, so that could be interesting.
I know.
All aboard the pain train.
All aboard the pain train. The grid is forming up. I believe this is Johnny Major's first pole. I could be mistaken on that, but be interesting to see how he leads from the front of the grid. He, of course, would know what Triple Mania is because he is a wrestling fan.
Si, grande.
That's how you win us over. Just be a wrestling fan.
Pretty much. Which one of the twin babes of the ukulele are racing tonight?
I believe it is Nicola, and they are off.
You would believe that.
Well, no, there's some body language in that car that's going to suggest it.
Whoa. Listen, sexism.
And here we go. It is indeed... Actually, Jordan Alcolia has jumped out to the lead, and Danny Ball is coming up strong, but he is going to cut the track. And collides with Zoltan Calmandi. I mentioned the stewards are probably going to have a look at that particular incident.
I heard that there may or may not have been a fracas in chat.
Mm-hmm. Andy, are you going to be doing the stewarding for this, or am I doing the stewarding for this one?
I'll do it.
Yeah, Byron's gonna do it.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, bitch.
It's about time he had some responsibility.
I'm gonna teabag all you motherfuckers.
There's gonna be no penalties, or like the most ridiculous penalties.
You will all be. You will be fined 5.5 baby Ruths.
No, you'll just be finding Quayland.
You will owe me $20 at the liquor store.
Next race, you got to ride a camel around instead of a cow.
The top two have jumped out to a pretty good lead here early on. It is Alcolia leading
sideways.
from Major. Yeah, a little bit sideways there. Danny Ball in third ahead of Zoltan Calmandi. Fucale, Butler is up to sixth already, so that starting from the back really worked out pretty well for him. Javier Perez-Torres there in the green car is in seventh position. Then it is Tobias Howard, Carl Hackman, and Nathan Edward rounding off the top.
Hackman and the Masters of the Universe.
Nice to see Carl back.
Indeed, the other car that did not manage to put up a qualifying time was Mr. John Peachin. He is in 12th position there. Sorry for not putting the indented driver on. They came out with a new spectator mode, and I forgot to replicate all the settings.
Forgot AKA couldn't be bothered because he's playing Mech Warrior again.
I have not played Mech Warrior all day. I will submit my Steam logs for the record.
I haven't played no Mech Warrior in like an hour.
Can I hear those mech warriors?
Tyrone Meckums.
That's good. That's a good. James
Field for hours, I know.
James Butler getting into the top 5 there as he gets around Adelle Fucale, as I'm laughing. Not as hard as NASA Shark, but we're getting there.
Listen, don't put it past me. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up unless you're ready for the giggles.
Jordan Alcolia holding on to the lead here. He, of course, has kind of struggled after the double podium to open up the season at Stowe, and nice to see him out in the front again. In the meantime, there is Fucale on the tail of James Butler, looking up the inside into the S. Unable to get a jump done there. Javier Perez-Torres in the background in 7th position. And everyone else has kind of been left behind, and that includes championship leader Nathan Edward, who's down in 10th position as Johnny Major goes for the lead and is unable to get it. By the way, anyone who wants to give theories on what Johnny Major's actual name is, please feel free. I can tell you he is Italian.
See, he is Giuseppeson.
And we also learned today that...
I thought it was a Mario.
Mario Luigi's.
Also reasonably assuming that David Walsh's name is also false, as he is Ukrainian, and I believe that Walsh would not be a Ukrainian name.
What?
I mean,
lies.
it's possible.
Whoa!
That was deception.
Alcolia going a little off the track there, and that's
Got
going
a
to cost him the
shove.
lead, I think.
Johnny,
Juanito Mayor!
Yeah, Johnny gave him a little shove.
Seen it. Can't see it.
It will be reviewed by the stewards after the race. Or after this commentary.
That's what you get for deceiving me.
Looks like Danny Ball has got a partial cloaking device going on there. It's not quite working, though.
Bonk, bonk.
Indeed, the Bonk Motorsports car of Danny Ball in 3rd position. Recent winner, Danny Ball. It's a Pang action.
Why is Nathan Edwards still so far back?
I know, I'm a little puzzled by that. He's being held off by Carl Hackman.
Listen, don't talk shit about noted author Carl Hackman.
Indeed. No, he just got... he may have gotten past Carl Hackman.
Noted author and war criminal Carl Hackman.
James Butler up to 4th position. He has gotten past Zoltan Kalmandi and is on the charts, so doing better than Nathan Edward in this particular instance.
There's definitely a reason why Carl is hiding out on an island in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, coconuts are tasty and/or yes.
Noted author, war criminal, and cocaine smuggler Carl Hackman.
Ooh,
whoa, that's a little specific.
I get specific.
He's going to be coming after you.
As Carl Hackman's attorney, I would recommend you not say such slanderous things, unless, of course, you're willing to prove them in a court of law.
I am willing.
Interesting. Go on.
In the meantime, Jordan Alcolia has gotten back to the front after his meeting with the speed bumps, and that's a little interesting. And you know what? I will only give my testimony against Mr. Carl Hackman under subpoena.
Neat.
So the top 6 have really gotten away. Nathan Edward is pulling away from Carl Hackman, kind of on his own. Then it's Hackman and Torres. Justin Kratz, John Picha, Tobias Howard, and Clement Sears. So basically everyone back from Hackman is kind of in their own battle. And there's a battle in the top 6, and then there's Nathan Edward, who's kind of just drifting on his own. So
he's looking at his 50 different monitors that he's got set up. No wonder he can't concentrate on racing.
Indeed, James Butler looking to get up onto the podium here against Mr. Danny Ball as they head into...
Go, James, go!
I'm also waiting for someone to make the mistake that this is not the bridge layout and go straight there instead of taking the S. Also kind of waiting for... Oh, Johnny Major taking the lead. And I'm not even going to try and say that team name. Oh, no, the Walken Horse one is easy. It's Johnny Major's team. That's a little hard.
Oh, I don't know. I just saw what was on the screen when you said it out loud. So I went with it because it looked very dramatic.
When Johnny pops up again, then you'll see what I mean.
I wonder how fucked up my fucking vocals got on that one.
What was that, Andy?
2 race. Is it 1 race or 2?
This is a single race of 30 minutes.
Looks like
Looks like Clement Cecier's had a moment to fall back.
Sorry, what, go on?
Is your favorite hockey player Radek Bonk by any chance?
I mean, it's either him or Miroslav Shatan.
Oh, good old Satan.
Hell yeah. And or your boy One Punch Olin.
Got a good battle here for second place, that's for sure.
Indeed, having a good battle there. And there's a good battle a little bit further back there for fifth place going on between Fucale and Calmon.
I'm just going to say one recommendation. You do not play with fire, electricity, or Matthias Olin.
That is true.
Since when?
That is true.
Listen, you can play with Matthias Olin one time.
One time. He'll knock you unconscious.
Because Dental's not going to cover you after that.
I was talking about more like playing with the fire and the electric.
Oh, I mean, I do that all the time.
That's more fun.
Danny Ball looked like he had a bit of a moment there, and it's kind of worked out for him because Adelle Fucale has snuck past both James Butler and Zoltan Kalmandi.
Was this the yellow flag incident?
This, I believe, was the yellow flag incident.
I saw that in chat, and to be fair, I didn't know that rule either because I don't know shit about racing.
Well, we expect that from you, to be fair.
True.
To be fair.
It's the Academy. It's probably actually not that It's probably not that surprising that one of the drivers doesn't know the yellow flag rule.
Wait, did you guys not lay out basic rules of racing in the Academy so that somebody didn't know the rule?
No, overtake as best you can, and if you can't get past them, shove them in the fucking wall.
We did not cover flag rules, admittedly.
Wow. Might we perhaps want to go back to Racing 101 and provide that information?
This is 101, isn't it?
This is 101, yes.
Perhaps we want to go back to like 100.
50.5 maybe, start again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of drivers that were not exactly thrilled with the yellow flag overtake.
Well, they need to just suck it
I
up.
thought the yellow flag was just a pee break.
It is caution, do not overtake. The unfortunate thing is if you turn full flag rules on in RaceRoom, it will black flag people that it shouldn't black flag. Yeah. Well, I mean, it works. The problem is that you will get black flag for passing the car that caused the yellow flag and is in a wall.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
James Butler and Adelle Fucale.
Spectator doesn't have the flags on.
Yeah.
For the zones, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I didn't get a good look at the whole yellow flag scenario, so I'm keen to see the replay, to be honest, but I'm kind of, to a degree, wondering, like, there's a point of ridiculousness that you can't overtake under your yellow flag. Like, let's say, drive-through penalty for Javier Perez Torres speeding in the pit lane. Javi
What is he doing in the pit?
I believe he picked up some damage during the race, and that's why you'll note he's 1.5 minutes back.
I'd like to send a shout out to newcomer Darren King, who I was chatting with a bit earlier on today, and he enjoys the community aspect of the ESR. Apparently has not been in a group of racers who's willing to share information before.
It is stunning that there's a lot of little wall touch.
Put him in a wall.
James Butler, Adelle Fucale getting together a little bit. By the way, that would be one of the various body languages that suggested which sister it was.
Fair enough.
I totally agree with that move, though. There was nothing wrong with that.
I'm good with it. It looked clean.
That was just a little warning shot. I'm coming through. Stay the fuck there.
Nathan Edward, by the way, has finally caught onto the back of the train. He's looking to go down the inside of Zoltan Kalmandi here for 6th position. Can he get the job done? The championship leader is not through yet.
Yeah, right it.
I'm going to have to check his ticket if he's on the train.
Kalmandi holding position.
Is this going to be like a silent Bob? No ticket.
Who's Bob?
Do you not watch Kevin Smith movies?
No.
Loser.
Butler's still on the tail of Fucale. That is, of course, the turn there that Fucale flipped the car last time.
Oh, I remember it well.
Eddie, after this, I need you to go watch Mallrats.
James gives a little hip check. Nice.
A little hip check by James, but he goes out wide, and that's going to let Fucale retain the spot and get a little bit of separation from the British driver. So, probably working out for Fucale in the long run there. This is pretty important for the championship, though. Fucale's up in 4th.
Whoa! Synchronized spinning!
It was synchronized spinning by Justin Kratz and Tobias Howard.
New Olympic sport, synchronized
They posted a video of that, actually. I think Tobias did in the chat. There was no contact. They literally just both spun in the same section.
I think you should have superimposed the soccer ball on there and pretended they were playing soccer with the cars.
I mean, that was a World Tanks game mode that I was in favor of.
I was in favor of it in concept, but not the way they...
The original one. The original
okay. The original version was...
Yeah, the original version was great. The secondary version where they brought out like the 3 different classifications of position players, that was garbage.
The only thing...
They're bringing the tank races back.
Indeed, I've heard that. The only problem I had with the original Tank Soccer was the physics of the ball were a bit fucked up.
It's like...
Yeah, also
sorry, did I say that?
Improve that.
Indeed. Fucale's still hanging on. Butler is putting a lot of pressure on. Calmondi's hanging on, too, against Nathan Edwards. So not a good race for the British guys trying to come from the back yet. Well,
that'll teach them to showboat, won't it?
Well, I mean, in fairness, they're in 5th and 7th, so I mean, it could be worse. But they have not quite hot knife through buttered it.
No. Well, you know, Derksen and all.
Nathan Edward down the inside of Zoltan Calmondy. He has got the job done. Javier Perez Torres up ahead, going into the pit lane to serve his penalty.
That was a good move, though, from Nathan, I think.
It was a very nice move. Very well
That's
done.
Why I reacted that way.
James Butler is looking for a move down into turn 1. Can he get the job done, or can Fucale defend effectively? Here we go.
She's probably just going to put him in the ball.
Butler got the job done, I think.
Very nice.
Very nice move.
Well scouted.
That was a good move, actually. Well done, James.
Well done by Mr. James Butler.
Didn't
have a great showing in the F3s though, so I got to remind him of that.
I say jolly good. No, he didn't actually.
I saved all that.
It was not great.
Shot off for some reason. I don't know why.
He was very quick. I will give him that. His qualifying performance was top 10 if I recall correct.
What happened? Did his wheel mess up or lose connection or what?
I don't know. I've not heard any particular theories or updates on that matter. Nathan Edward has gotten past Calmondy and is now on the tail of his championship rival, Adelle Fucale. So here comes Nathan Edward. Part of me is cheering a little bit against Nathan Edward, and I'll say this because if
he's my teammate in F3,
well, no,
but he let us down today, so yeah, you're right.
No, it's if he beats Fucale here today, the championship battle is becoming increasingly wider. And I would like to see it go down to the final round with something to actually play for.
Well, let's hope Nicola puts him in the wall or something. Rams it off the track.
Because Nathan Edward, I feel justified in saying this, probably not quite a 101 driver. Probably more a 201 driver. Very, very quality driver. I say that with like nothing but respect and compliments attached to it. And Fucale is on the tail of Butler. Butler's getting away, though, so it doesn't look like Fucale actually has the pace to stay with Butler. And that probably means that Danny Ball, up ahead of James, also doesn't have the pace to keep with him, so I expect he'll be challenging for a podium relatively shortly.
Oh, Danny Ball, the pipes are exhaust.
We're also getting a good little battle further down between Carl Hackman and John Picha. Hopefully we get a little bit of that action as well, because they're quite close together. I'd like to see 2 veteran racers get their time in the sun. We're of course talking about new ways to approach the academy next season, so keep your ears pinned or your eyes pinned for news on that matter. And I think there's going to be a lot of changes. Would you agree, Andy?
I concur, 100%.
As we try to make it a better experience for the drivers and help promote successful growth as drivers, which I think it's been really impressive actually. Some of the drivers who have come through the academy and are doing very, very well. Josiah,
you don't tell people what flags mean.
I didn't think you had to.
Well, you're wrong.
We know now that we have to break down some basic stuff that we kind of take for granted.
I know that blue flags mean get the fuck out the way, and checkered
Correct.
flags mean you're the winner, and that's all I know.
Technically, the checkered flag means race over, not so much you're the winner.
The white flag means you're surrendering.
Well,
no,
I'm not
Wait,
French.
I mean,
No.
Last lap, right?
Well, no, the white flag means the car ahead of you has surrendered because it's gone off the fucking track.
Oh, slow car in front. I thought it was
Exactly.
a white flag though. That was penultimate lap.
No,
Wait,
that's just...
where's the comment there? Is it slow car in front or slow car in front?
Honestly, you could go either way to be with it, to be honest. There is, of course, the meatball flag, which means get your ass in the pit, something's hanging off your car.
What? I've never seen that.
You've never seen the meatball flag?
No, is that like meat and two veg, or is that?
No, it's
Oh.
it's like an orange meatball on a white background.
No,
Or
you're
black
making
background.
that shit up.
I am not. It's not in most racing games because most
Well,
racing
there you
games
go.
don't force you to pit. But in real racing, there's the meatball flag.
Who cares about real racing? Sim racing all the way. No, I've never seen that.
You've never seen that? Huh?
No.
It comes up in F1 periodically when someone's like dragging a fucking front wing behind them or something.
That's awesome.
Butler's still putting the pressure on Danny Ball. You think he's gonna get by here, Andy?
I want meatballs in RaceRoom. Yeah, I do. I think he'll do it. James seems calmer. Danny Ball's all over the place this race.
I think
Very out of control.
honestly Danny's having some connection issues because his car's phasing in and out a little bit.
But he's been
earlier
sliding
on.
around since lap 1, and I don't
Yeah.
know whether it's traction control's too low or.
Could
I
be,
think James
could be.
should get him.
I think unfortunately a lot of Academy drivers try to go super low with the traction control, and I don't think it's necessarily a great plan all the time.
No, even Paul uses traction control.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Not that Paul's any good.
Whoa! Contact! Butler and Ball.
I'm not even gonna try and make that joke.
They're both off, and that has promoted Adelle Fucale to the podium.
You barely holding it together. I love that.
Nathan Edward up to 4th, up to 5th goes Zoltan Kalmandi. And in the meantime at the front, we haven't really checked in with that in a while. Johnny Major has built up a almost 5-second lead over Jordan Alcolia, so it looks like he is sailing towards the end of the race for what would be his second victory.
Forgot about Luigi winning.
I mean, come on, you can't call him Luigi. He's got to be Giuseppe. Or Gianni.
Louis.
He can be anything. Luigi.
Mario.
No, listen. Mario is officially Red Luigi.
Zoltan Kalmandi is making the championship leader sweat a little bit. He's got some pace here.
True.
That is because you do not mess with the Sultan.
He's got a yellow flag redness going on right now.
He was the one not impressed with the yellow flags, in case anyone didn't guess that. I actually really like this layout. This is the GP. Oh, Edward looking down the inside of Fucale, but didn't get the job done on this particular occasion. Battle for the final step on the podium between these three cars going on. And James Butler is catching up. Looks like Danny Ball is going to have to settle for probably a 7th place. He's dropped back about 8 seconds off this fight. So he came out on the worst of the Butler-Ball contact. I actually really like this layout of this track. It's actually, again, for a fictional track, which RaceRoom Raceway obviously is, because that would be a really bad name. Well, I mean, a really apt name for a track, but overuse of the word race. But interesting elevation changes, interesting layout. What is your favorite layout of this track, Andy? Are you a bridge man, or do you prefer the longer layouts? As Nathan Edward tried to go down the inside again and didn't get the job done again.
As Andy's attorney, I would like to say that he appreciates all forms of racing and doesn't want to get cancelled off YouTube.
That's true.
I was actually pressing the wrong button. I was pressing the one on my wheel.
You drunk asshole.
Because I'm a dumbass. Yeah, I don't know. I like them all, but this layout's pretty good, I think. Adds a bit more interest.
This layout's pretty good, although I like, if you see the barricade there that goes on to another turn, the national layout probably is my favorite. The final turn is very, very high speed and very difficult. You can see where it links up there with the barricade again. Nathan Edward has been going down the inside of this final turn a couple of times, but he's not managed to get the job done against Adelle Fucale.
He's just trying to sell the move.
Indeed, and Calmondi's got a run here. Can the Zoltan get through into 4th place?
Dun, dun, dun.
Looking down the inside, looking to put a James Butler special together, and nothing going at this time. Speaking of James Butler, there he is catching up. I feel like James Butler might be the fastest guy on the track. It just hasn't necessarily worked out for him. There was a pretty amusing lap that I was watching early in the race where the fastest lap changed hands 6 times. And Calmondi is looking for a way around. We know Zoltan is pretty wildly. He'll go for small gaps and try to find his
coyote?
way. He is not a coyote. That would be Guillermo Martinez.
Let's see. Also on Spanish tip, I learned how to say a certain racer's name correctly.
Huh? What you got?
I have Luis Hinojos.
Oh,
I've got one for you. Nathan Edward.
I think you put the R wrong on that one.
Butler briefly got past Zoltan Calmondi there, but Zoltan has come back at him, and now Butler's come back at him again.
Good little drift there.
Nice little move there. Butler into the top 5, but Calmondi not interested in settling, but unable to get through now, and that's bought the championship protagonists a little bit of time as Fucale and Edward have gotten a little bit further ahead in this train. Should be mentioned, I'm pretty sure the slowest of these 4 cars is the one ahead, so that's going to keep this tight.
What? You can't say that. If it's slowest, how come it's in the front? Huh?
Because you got to be able to overtake in this. It's not all about just being fast.
My point.
That is a lie, and you will repent immediately.
Say your 100 Hail Marys right now.
I don't know. I beat Jesse Hampton in today's race, and he was a second and a half faster than me.
That is a dirty lie.
Well, that's
no one can beat
Jesse
Hampton in a fair fight.
I was actually surprised to beat Jesse. We were trying to prep our pit strategy so I'd come out behind him so we wouldn't have to slow him down. But then I pitted, came out, and I was still ahead of him.
Dang.
I had to run the alternate strategy today, which also Andy did. Andy was my 2-stop brother. James Butler on the attack against Nathan Edwards, so not being able to get past Fucale has opened the door for the other Brit, James Butler, who's... I'm not really sure why he started at the back. He's kind of still got a championship hope. If he had have qualified kind of normally, I think he probably would have been able to take a really solid result here. But instead, he might end up losing points to Nathan Edward as he's got Zoltan Calmondi behind him. We know Zoltan is very, very dangerous in a good way.
I think it was...
that's really where I was finished, actually.
I was just saying, I think James was more thinking it was good practice for him to overtake people, because that's his downfall, right? Is getting past people safely.
It's kind of weird because he's got some really good overtakes. Like earlier in this race when he overtook Adele into the first corner, that was magnificent. That was a beautiful overtake. But
he does some dumbass moves.
There's some dumb ones too, yeah.
Working on, and I think that's what he's really trying to work on, is being better at handling traffic and racing door to door. And I get that. And I admire that. I think that's what it's all about, is the academy. Learning to race door to door safely without necessarily winning the actual race.
Yeah, it's about learning to be a complete driver who can do a little bit of everything. And definitely door to door driving is a big part of that. Going fast is part of that, but it's not everything. Yeah, Nathan Edward thinks he's got a move. It's getting a little physical with Fucale. But for the time being, they are kind of side by side. Can Fucale get back at him heading into the next S? She can! James Butler almost went for it too, and I think Butler may have just collected Nathan Edward.
Oh, I don't know.
It's kind of
You'll have to
close.
send me the replay. It looked like Nathan lost control, actually.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
It'll be interesting to take a closer look at that one.
Please send the replay.
I will send you the replay. If you are going to steer the braces, yes.
Then I can spank the bastards.
I'll have to send you the request for a review that Justin Kratz sent me. Looked kind of open and shut case, to be honest.
Roger.
All right, so now it is Nathan Edward at the back of this pack. It's Fucale from Butler, Calmondi, and by the way, Johnny Major, you're getting the Mike Stockmill treatment. You're out in front. You're having a fantastic race. You're 11 seconds to the good.
It's your own fault, Luigi.
But you're not going to be on camera at all. Because this battle for third place, and I said it after they finished the race, I thought that this battle for third would dominate the recording, and I was right.
This is why I don't drive fast in RaceRoom. It's not because I can't, it's just I like to be on camera more.
Really? That's why you couldn't catch me today.
You like me commentating on how you're in 13th place all the time.
I do, I love it. At
At
least I get a mention, right?
You need to
Nobody's
start
talking about
selecting
Luigi
13
up
for
front.
your livery.
We're giving Johnny Major a couple of shout-outs, but admittedly not a lot.
Juanito watch, up to 11 seconds. Oh, you climbing up to 12 second lead.
11 and a half seconds. Oh, yeah, 12 seconds. Man, Jordan was sticking with them earlier on. What is up with Jordan? Has he just lost all the pace?
I mean, he's in second, so I mean...
This is a hell of a battle.
This is one hell of a four-way dance, to use the wrestling parlance.
I've never done a four-way.
Four-quarters match.
Oh! James Butler out of shape! Calmondi's got fourth!
Squirrely James.
And did Nathan Edward get Butler? No, Butler has managed to retain fifth ahead of Nathan Edward.
Good job to Nicola, though, holding this lot up.
Now, in fairness, I haven't had confirmation as to which sister's racing. I just am pretty sure this is Nicola.
God will be in trouble if it's Sabrina.
Sabrina, we may be in trouble.
Whichever one of you is driving. Good job.
This is it's a fantastic defensive job. I think they enjoy the fact that we don't know.
I enjoy the fact that we know because I like quizzing you guys.
Totally play on it.
Calmondi and Butler! And that's going to let Nathan Edward back up into fourth.
Dance. Jesus. Not good.
Calamajalo squeezed through at the end.
And again, that's going to leave Adelle Fucale with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, but it means Nathan gets more points. Bad Nathan.
That's true. They're coming up to some lap traffic. I believe that is Clement Cecere up ahead of them with no front end.
Who's that?
Oh, Clement?
What, you don't know Clement?
No, is he new?
He's relatively new. I think he was here. I think it's his second or third round. Yeah, Justin Kratz and Tobias Howard running together there. The other twins, yes.
Naughty Nathan Edwards in fourth place with
What are they doing golf?
Should be mentioned that we had that whole thing of me not wanting to pronounce Johnny Major's team name and challenging Byron to do it, and we've not had him on screen the entire time.
I would like to see it. It would be good.
He has won the race, it should be mentioned. Jordan Alcolia second. The battle for third here. Contact!
Hello!
Nathan Edward in the wall, and Zoltan is through.
Bit of a housey father.
Well, that was asked for. Stuck your nose in there.
Well, that will probably have to be reviewed by the stewards as
I'll do it.
Nathan's problem.
That's
stuck it in and
I don't know what the rules are, but I know what I like.
Getting a little bit of a battle here with Carl Hack. Oh, well, that may be why Danny Ball wasn't able to keep up. He's got no front end.
Ooh, he's smiling with his white teeth on the front of the BM.
Yeah.
What?
That collision with James Butler, I think, cost him significant aero efficiency.
Praise Zorg.
So Carl Hackman finishes in 8th, and then it is the twins here of Howard and Kratz.
House. Mighty shifted all the way out.
Credit to John Picha, who couldn't find a legal lap in qualifying, was really struggling, and he's going to pick up a 9th place here, so that's not a bad result for him.
Too bad it's out of 8 possible places.
It's out of 13, sir.
I can do simple math.
Do the fucking
That's the
math.
joke.
What is wrong with you? You can't know, obviously, can you?
Everything I create.
Have you missed me?
Tobias Howard, I'm not really sure why we're looking at him, because he's done the race. He got lapped. You can see that.
Right,
there you go. There's
races for Team
Why
Schneidel-Washer
shouldn't we look
Motorsports.
Team Schneidel-Washer. That's a good one. Anyways,
That
it
is
is
quite
like
a
Scheidhornet.
mouthful,
it is
what is it, German?
it's German.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit German.
Slightly Germanic, thank you.
Scheidhornet.
Schneidel-Washer.
It means shit wasp motorsport.
I was going to say that.
Johnny Major, your winner from Jordan Alcolia. Adelle Fucale with Baby, the hardest earned podium I've seen in a long time. Zoltan Kalmandi, James Butler, Nathan Edward, Danny Ball, Carl Hackman, John Picha, Tobias Howard, Justin Kratz, Clement Cecere, and
scrappiest, elbow deep fucking race.
We got the little Brit pack there, right?
we got a little what?
The little Brit pack. It was like 5th to 9th, or something. It was all Brits.
Yeah, Danny Ball, Nathan Edward, James Butler. Yeah.
It's like
So that was a fantastic race. I don't know if it was necessarily the cleanest race, but there was some really good wheel to wheel driving there.
Yeah.
Get in there and grind it out.
And we'll be back soon with the F3 commentary right after this.
No, we won't.
Indeed.
Yes, we will.
Mike's going to bed.